Over the past few years, several major pharmacy chains have begun pulling out of communities across the country. The moves leaving researchers with questions, including where and how are these decisions impacting everyday Americans?
NBC4's Sierra Johnson sat down with the researcher leading the charge. Sierra, he says this is an issue everyone should be paying close attention to.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So to start with, a pharmacy desert is defined as someone not having a pharmacy within 10 miles of their home. And according to that researcher I spoke with here at OSU, this is a concern everyone should have.
Pharmacies continue to close. You know, CVS has, I think, closed over 900 pharmacies nationwide. Rite Aid has gone bankrupt. This consolidation of pharmacies and closing of pharmacies is still evolving.
Dr. Tim Pollock, chief of surgery at The Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, says the loss of hundreds of stores nationwide is impacting everyday Americans. So to take a closer look at that impact, he first had to learn of its severity. So his team examined just how many Americans live in pharmacy deserts, or an area without retail pharmacy within 10 miles.
This is important is because pharmacies traditionally dispense medications, you know, drugs and things that patients need to get in order to be compliant with their care. But as we saw with the pandemic, a lot of pharmacies now are delivering primary health care. There's minute clinics. You go in there for your vaccinations. You go in there for blood pressure checks and other basic healthcare needs.
Using data from this Telefar map, researchers crunched the numbers and found nearly half, 46% of counties in the U.S. have at least one pharmacy desert.
This is not equally distributed amongst people in the United States. What we found is that those communities have high social vulnerability. So, you know, neighborhoods have a lot of social vulnerability around access perhaps to transportation or access to hospital, that these populations were disproportionately impacted by pharmacy deserts.
Dr. Pollock is hopeful this research will spur more interest into the subject. And for those not listed as one of those impacted counties, a warning as more chains announce closures and consolidation.
I think this pharmacy desert map will be changing over time, so we need to be aware of this now so we can implement policies and procedures around mitigating this.
So if you're wanting to take a closer look at how Ohio stacks up against some of the other states around the nation, I will be sure to include a link to that interactive map on our website, NBC4i.com. We're local for you in front of The Ohio State University. Sierra Johnson, NBC4.